Drinking Kool-Aid cameras like I did when I was 9. Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie. We'd play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. They've been with me for some time, and it's nice to know that they still by my side. Friends are like stars, cause no matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We'd play Halo, and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drank Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drank Kool-Aid in the summertime.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
Hello.
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 Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to, what episode are we on?
Oh, 19?
We didn't prepare for this. Okay.
I didn't. Normally I look at it, but I think it's 19.
It'd be sick if it was like the 12th episode on the 12th anniversary. That would be cool. We'll make it the 12th episode. Anyways,
Okay.
welcome everyone to Beyond Streaming. It is a very, very special day here for Skirata Gaming. And of course, we've got OriginalBonJovi, aka Spencer, here with us today to just talk about Skirata. I am your host, Lainie. This is my amazing co-host,
Tevin. Hello, everyone.
And let's get this started. Spencer,
Hi.
happy 12th birthday to Skirata.
I know. Crazy. Honestly, it snuck up on me like super quickly. With how long 2020 felt. 2021, 2022 have just been flying by. And so it kind of hit me when I woke up this morning, like, wow, 12 years. Like, how can it possibly be 12 already? I don't know.
It's insane. Like, just this past, I've only been here for a year, but just this past year has flown by. Like, I couldn't even believe that we're already rolling up on 1 year of the podcast.
I know.
Like this is just flying by way
Next
too
month.
fast. Yeah, next too
month.
fast. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, this little chat thing's cool from Twitch. It has like the little
Wait,
Twitch
what
icon.
chat thing are you talking
So
about? I saw you
we're
say
live right
that.
now on YouTube and Twitch. And whenever someone
Oh.
says anything from Twitch in our feed, it has a little Twitch icon. So shouts out to Zyro real quick for subscribing for 19
I
months.
see that.
Oh wow. Yeah, thank you so
that's
much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like this is cool. Like I was like looking at it, and I was like, "Whoa!" It's.
I didn't even know
separated.
we were live on Twitch.
Yeah, so for people that are tuning in live right now, this is our first time doing kind of a dual stream on YouTube and Twitch. So we just kind of figured we'd give it a shot, see how it goes. And so far, so good.
Cool.
So if you're tuning in on
Wow.
one, make sure you're following or sub to the other. That'd be really sick. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to be here and just talk a little bit about the team and hopefully just have a good time with
And
the
we
boys
have
and
a-
girls. You know?
Yeah,
And we
this
have
is
a
awesome.
hype train close.
See, this is cool.
Oh well, guess
Fucking
what?
hype train.
We're about to do
There's
it.
so much happening right now. Like, what is going on? This is insane. This is so
Yeah.
cool. Oh my gosh. Wow. Welcome in everyone from Twitch and YouTube.
My goodness.
Hello.
Yeah. So normally we don't keep up with the live stuff in the chat like while we're doing the
Yeah.
pod, but now that we've got subs coming in from Twitch,
Everyone.
yeah,
There's so much going on.
thank you. Matt, Binksy, Lainie, Zero, y'all are great.
Oh,
Kevin,
way
oh
on
my
top.
gosh, you guys are crazy.
This is so
Oh,
cool.
man.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
And friendly
Skirata.
reminder,
Happy
guys,
birthday, Skirata.
we'll be doing a Q&A. We'll be a little more interactive with chat toward the end. So if you've got any questions for me, Lainie, Tevin, or whatever, we'll be happy to take them later on, whether it's about the team or anything else. So
So,
Yeah.
Spencer, I believe
Yeah.
you are our first guest ever, right?
yeah,
Episode
I
one?
was.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So, for those who don't know, how did you get involved with Skirata? Where did it all
Oh
start?
boy.
And how did that all go for you?
I didn't think you'd really hit me with that question, but how did it all start? Well, so when I was growing up, my parents were a little strict about what games I could play, as I'm sure they were for a lot of us.
Mhm.
And so like games like Call of Duty when I was just a kid were not really an option, but because I was always a big Star Wars fan and those games are fairly harmless for the most part. Even if Battlefront 2 almost gives me a heart attack from time to time. But I played the OG Battlefront 2 from 2005 along with Star Wars Republic Commando a lot when I was like probably 10, 11, 12, 13. And so when I was playing Republic Commando online, it was a pretty small community. The game had been out for 5 years at that point, but there were a lot of like clans on there. You don't hear about clans a whole lot these days, but
Yeah.
they were big on a lot of games back in the day. And so one caught my eye. It was called ARC, or Advanced Recon Commandos in Star Wars lingo. And I got to know a lot of the people in it. I played with them a bunch and I wanted to join. So I tried out. I wasn't very good at the game, but I tried out and I got in. It was on a map called Hangar on Republic Commando when I did it. I still remember that, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I joined. Ended up taking over a few months later when we kind of had a giant cluster. Everything kind of fell apart. And here I am today, 11 years plus later, still in the team. And, new name, different game. A lot's changed, but it's the same group I joined really as back then. And so that was a pretty weird time. But and to think that I was like 12 turning 13 when I joined, and now I'm going to be 24 next month is a little weird, but yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a good time.
Just made me feel so old. I didn't know you were
Lainie.
only 23. We share the same birthday too, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Happy early
that's
birthday,
right.
Lainie.
Happy early birthday. It's so exciting. But
Yeah.
you saying I'm going to be 24 next month just made me feel.
Well,
I'm
sorry.
not okay.
We
with
won't
it.
we won't get into ages any more than that.
Yeah, we're all just 20 something. How
Yep.
about that? I don't know where to go with these questions because it's like we've asked you so many questions before, and it's like,
Yeah, we've done a couple episodes with just me,
Yeah.
I think, at this point.
our conversations always just lead into
They're always great.
a bunch of different rants, anyways.
Yeah, they
But
definitely do.
If you could pick out some of your favorite moments for Skirata?
Ooh.
What would they be?
Favorite moments. Okay, so first, before we get into that, going back to the Twitch chat, you guys are going absolutely
I just
insane.
saw
Like,
it,
I can't keep ignoring it because
I see
the
it like
chat
going
boom,
off
boom,
in the
boom.
corner of my eye. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
Thank
just
you.
like glance, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
we'll
see
have
it,
to
it's
do a
like, oh,
little.
God.
We'll have to do a little cutting for the audio version.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yo,
That's
Vext,
awesome.
Matt, I think we already got Tevin a little bit ago. Thank you guys for the gifteds. Really appreciate that. We're on a level 4 hype
OriginalBonJovi
train,
for
pushing
that
level
gift.
5. Jeez. Yeah, happy birthday, guys. I just gifted a few for you all. So be sure to spam the Skirata emotes if you have them. But anyway, getting back to the topic at hand. Thank you. We got Twitch. You guys are great. A few favorite memories. Well, I mean, I don't have a ton of I have a lot of good memories, but I'm trying to think about way back when. Like, it's been so many years. I don't remember a lot from the early years, just in terms of particular things. But for Call of Duty especially, I would say meeting a member of the team IRL for the first time was definitely a highlight for me. So back in, I guess it was the beginning of Infinite Warfare, our then North American director, his name was Austin, post Havoc. He joined during AW, but we went to MLG Atlanta back when MLG was still a thing, for the CWL event there. That was the event when E United took down Optic in the grand finals. So that was a bit of an upset for sure, but it was a lot of fun. And one of those things where, like you two, of course, have obviously met gaming friends. We've all been together. And I'm sure people in chat have too, but like you get there and it's like, oh, this person that I've talked to in Discord or that I've watched on Twitch or gamed with, that's a real human being, like right there.
Yeah.
You know, you're a real person. And so for me to be there, like at the airport and meet Austin for the first time, a member of the team, was pretty wild. It was really cool. That whole event was a great time. I really enjoyed it. And then I gotta say, a lot of our meetups have just been really fun. Like, this is going to be a common theme, I'm sure, as we get talking today, but all the time that I get to actually spend with people, like in the flesh, is really cool. And it just, whether it was our first ever meetup in Grand Rapids, Michigan, or the couple of times that I've been to the UK to meet people there, our most recent meetup in New York City, we've got another one coming up next month. For anyone who might be interested, you know, the offer is there. But those have been really fun. And I really like the streams on Twitch. I know we haven't done them in a while, just with Call of Duty being the way it is. It's kind of hard to get excited about streaming Call of Duty, I feel like. But doing that has been a lot of fun, and finding people to raid in the community is just a really great time, whether it's people in Skirata or a friend or just someone completely new. Like going in there, a bunch of people in chat, gassing them up. I just really love that, like, community building. So those are definitely some favorite memories of mine. And also seeing the merch get made in person when I went to the UK back in 2019, that was really cool. Like, when I was a kid, like really little kid, just kind of taking over the clan, as it was called, you know, it was like just a thought, like, wow, what if we had t-shirts? You know, like we could all play the game with the same T-shirt on, which is stupid in hindsight. But
no, not at all.
Well, I mean, okay, but just thinking about that was like wild. And then we got our store going, and then I went there, and they're embroidering the Skirata hats in front of me, and I was like, wow, you know, this thing that I've been part of for so long. Here we are. I'm in a different country, and they're making our stuff right before my eyes. It's like mind-blowing. Kind of just a big revelation
just
to me.
Just a surreal feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So those are some highlights for me, for sure. Among many others. Yeah.
So other than your favorite memories, what would you say is some of the achievements that Skirata has achieved that you're most proud of?
Well, I would definitely say getting our YouTube channel up and running was a very long process. And obviously we're pushing 5% as far as getting the plaque goes, 5%, you know, we've got a long way to go there, but it took us years just to get to like a few hundred. And then when we hit 1,000, which I think was back in 2020, It's just kind of been hitting those milestones. That has been really impressive. Every time we get a video that kind of pops off, that's something that I really, really get thrilled about. And I would say definitely, like I said, the merch store, getting that up and running. We've been working with them at Gamers Apparel for like 6 years now, but that was awesome. Getting our sponsorship with Advanced GG was definitely a highlight. Looks like we've all got our little towers. This is like a tiny fraction of what I have. And in fact, drinking the lemonade hydration for the first time today.
How is
That's
it?
really good. Love it. I'm not a huge lemonade guy normally, but this is really good. And it actually tastes like the real deal, unlike, the instant powder that you pour in your drink.
My largest fraction of my collection.
That's all right. You got to start somewhere.
I'm looking to increase it, but
yeah.
I won't start breaking into more of them.
Yeah. No,
I really want to try that. Is it I don't want to call it the boba tea.
Oh, the bubble tea?
Yeah.
What is the actual what
bubble
is it called?
tea? Yeah,
bubble tea.
Taro bubble tea, I believe.
I want to try that, but I actually want to get the bubbles and try it in it too.
Tapioca not included, but if you're a fan of that, you can throw it in, and I've heard it's pretty good.
I want to try that so bad.
Yeah, good stuff. They've got cans coming out too.
The flavor.
Yeah, no. Advanced getting that partnership was just really huge for me because obviously, I feel like every individual and every team kind of aspires to these sorts of things where we want to work with companies and be able to, help them out and then return the favor to some extent. And Advanced has been a product that I've really liked for a long time. I knew about it probably since the start when Korean Savage got partnered with them. Frankie joined the Advanced fam back in early 2020, I think. Maybe late 2019. Regardless, that was a really, really big achievement, I think. And we couldn't have done it without everybody in the team doing their part. Like how they base their applications comes down to the cumulative or average, I guess, viewership and things like that. So, it was a matter of making sure that everybody on the team was pulling numbers in a way that appealed to them and stuff. And so that was not just an accomplishment as at the organizational level overall, but that really took everybody's effort. And so very happy with that. And I would also say getting to go to Gutta's graduation was a big accomplishment.
That was awesome.
I thought that was really cool. I've never, we've had a lot of younger members of the team over the years, but to actually be there for such a kind of big life moment was really cool. I was honored to be invited, and just to think that he was 15 when he joined back in BO4. I've known him for years now, and then for that to happen, it was that was really cool. It was a proud moment for me, even though I really had nothing to do with it.
Right?
I wasn't tutoring him in math or something. God help him.
It's family.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, cousin or sister or brother at their graduation. It's awesome. So, things like that really, really mean a lot for sure. Yeah. So a lot of really great moments. And I would also say we've done a lot of fundraising for the Friendly Kitchen in Concord, New Hampshire. And I haven't added up a total after we did the most recent one, which it's almost a year ago now. Oh boy. But I think we've raised well over $5,000 total for them. Maybe more than 6. And that's in the last few years of doing charity streams and stuff. So that's another really, really proud achievement, I think. That the fact that we don't have a huge community, we've got, 3 dozen members in the team. We've got a small but strong community outside of that, but then to be able to come together and raise that much money for a soup kitchen is really, really awesome. People are always very supportive, and I'm just blown away by that. So being able to give back is huge, and that's really a proud thing for me. Yeah.
I had the question in my head. and now I just had a brain fart and I forgot how to word it.
I just tried Original Ramune for the first time. Pretty amazing.
Really?
What does it taste like?
I'm trying to pinpoint.
I have it in the other room.
I can't figure it out.
It's an energy flavor, right?
I'm thinking,
it's an energy
like what?
flavor.
Banana?
No, it's like. Give me a second. Go ahead on your question. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
To be continued.
If someone came to you for advice on how they should go about starting their own team, what do you think they would need to know? What are the important things that they would need to know?
What would they need to know? Well, I would probably advise them against it for starters, just the way that the community is now. There are so many organizations out there, so many groups that I think getting one started from the ground up right now, unless you have a huge amount of funding, you see all these NBA players and musicians that's kind of like take some esports team under their wing and dump money into it. Like that seems to be the way that people grow now. And I know AK kind of talked a little bit about this during our last episode. But that's kind of a big obstacle, I think, to starting. So, it takes a special kind of person. I'm not saying that person is me. I've just been doing it for a long time, but it's a lot of work and you have to really know that going into it. And so to make that easier, like if you're still going to go ahead with it, I would say already having the network made would be huge. Like you should probably be familiar with some people in, like, for example, Advanced Gamers Apparel, make those like the businessy connections. But also, of course, like you want to have people to join the team to start out with. You don't want it to be just you when you begin and then have to, work that out. So maybe like have a group of friends, whether it's people in your Discord or whatever, maybe you game together all the time, people with the same kind of goals as you and, compatible personalities, preferably. I think that would really, really help. Like Skirata began with just two people. It was Trevor and Ben, also known as Your Mom and Blitz. And they were both really, really good at Republic Commando. And so they kind of grew it from there. But, I think really having probably at least 10 people in your inner circle would be a good starting point for an organization. And just knowing going into that you are going to have a lot of sleepless nights. You're going to be skipping events with your friends IRL. You're going to be probably not seeing your family as much as you might otherwise. It's a lot of work, and people just kind of think that it runs itself, and it doesn't. You just have to be willing. If that's something you really want, you have to be willing to really put it all out there and do the best you can. So it's a tough thing. Like the community now is just so different than it was years and years ago. Things have really evolved. They've become a lot more kind of businessy and like corporatized. I mean, FaZe just went public. I don't remember what stock exchange they're on, but this isn't like just a sniping clan on whatever game they started on. It's things are changing drastically. So try to be realistic, but know that if you're starting a team, an organization, you're going to be putting in a lot of work. And sometimes, it might fall on your shoulders if you need to get something done. If you need a video edited, a thumbnail, like it's going to be you for the time being until you have that more developed group. So you got to be mindful of that going into it. And a lot of teams kind of flop that I see start up and people just don't know what they're getting themselves into. Right. So you got to love it. You got to love the people and the organization. Right. So that's what I'd say to someone just getting started with that for sure.
It's not just your normal 9 to 5 job. Like there really is no breaks. Like, you could have a 5-minute break and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, got to get this video ready. Got to do this. Got to set up this event.
Yeah. And unless you like have that core team, like maybe you get it figured out at the very beginning. This person's going to do social media. This person's going to do this. Yeah. It's going to fall on one or two people where it's like, okay, you're doing the tweets and the editing and you're going to be recruiting and this and that. It can be a lot. So delegating is really big. I would definitely suggest that too.
Especially like right now, like I don't think people will realize how much it mixes in with your real life. Like you were just telling us the other day, you're like, I have to edit this video and this video, get the times ready. You're also getting ready to move. You're also going into a new
Yeah.
job.
Uh,
And so, and then we were planning this. And then on top of that, you're also planning the second meetup for New York,
yes.
all within like the last week or two. So it's a lot,
Yeah.
and it definitely intertwines with your day-to-day life. And I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, and I mean, I was driving back. I had brunch at my grandma's house this morning, and I was driving back to Cleveland from there. And we had a video go live, and I had to put out a tweet. Like, I would try in a perfect world to schedule those ahead of time. Doesn't always work, but then it's like, oh, the video went live, and like now I need to pull over and put a tweet out. Like stuff like that. You just don't really think of how intensive that can be when it's just always going, oh, I gotta open up YouTube and reply to some comments. I gotta be doing this. Like every free second you have, you're just kind of doing something. You're trying to find something to do that needs to be done, checked off the list. And it does pile up for sure. And obviously it'd be nice to not have to do a 9-to-5 job and just be able to do all the tasks here, and that would be really cool. But finding that balance is really key when you do have to work to pay your rent and your phone bill and everything else, food.
Yep.
It's
Plus,
not
you're putting
easy.
money into the team and everything the team does. So it's
no, for sure. It's like I said, you really just need to know what you're getting yourself into. Going
don't
into
expect
that,
it to just be, oh, I'm starting a team. It's going to be fun and great. It's going to be easy. No, it takes a lot, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of money.
Yep. But definitely worth it. With all that said, like whenever people hit their milestones on Twitch or on YouTube or IRL stuff, got his graduation, whenever we do these kind of meetups and stuff, it's like stuff like that just makes you really happy that you are doing all that work and seeing it pay off in some way. And a lot of people just look at the analytics and they think in terms of their revenue, and I really got to get the plaque and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I want that 100K plaque, but you have to enjoy the little things along the way too. And really like, if you're not interested in that and you're just trying to hit these kind of like monetary goals, well, you're in the wrong, I think you're in the wrong industry. Like you could go be a banker or something and make yourself lavishly rich and work half the time, if that. Like you just got to have the right mindset for sure.
So one of the best ways obviously for growing right now is marketing yourself through multiple social platforms now. What would you say so far has been the most difficult one to grow on lately? Which one has gave us the most challenges with growing?
I would say TikTok, definitely. YouTube has been a bit of a hit or miss simply because Warzone is so oversaturated on there. There's been so many, like, shorts used to do really well. They still do okay. Like, we probably pull between 1,000 and 5,000 views per short, I would say, on a normal day. But back in the day, you could go 10, 20, 80, 200,000 views. There's a lot more competition now. Even with the game kind of being stale and dying off, it's just a much bigger pool. So YouTube is tough, but I think it's a lot easier to kind of finesse, not cheat the algorithm. Like you can't hack the YouTube algorithm, but if you learn it, like what to do and what's going to work and what isn't. So I think there's a little more logic that goes into that. Whereas with TikTok, it's just a complete mystery. I think there are some general things, like we had Jack Buzz on here and he talked a little bit about
what I was thinking
how
about,
he thought the algorithm worked, but it's just it's kind of like Russian roulette on TikTok. You don't know if you're going to get 20 views or you're going to get 10,000 or 100. And so we had a really, really good video back in, I want to say September or October 2020 that hit like 3.5 million views. And
was that Tim's video?
No, that was Salty. So there was a bug with the AS Val where if you put the 10 round mag on the AS Val, you could shoot through the entire map and kill people. Like I don't know how that gets past the quality control into the game, but that was the thing. And he was like the first to reveal it. We put it on TikTok, and it was one of those things. I just kind of uploaded it, went to have dinner as usual, and I came back, and we were already at like 90,000 views at that point. and it had been like 45 minutes. I'm like, yo, what? So I pretty much spent my whole night just refreshing and then replying to comments, and it just kept going and going and going. And we still get views on that. But that projected us from maybe like 400 followers to like 15,500, which was nuts. You know, overnight we went from having a like probably average size TikTok page to being able to join the creator fund and, you know, have some additional perks there. So that has been a real challenge ever since. I think we got shadow banned at some point.
We did. We definitely
because
did. Really?
You know, we've lost more followers than we've gained in the last 2 years on there. It's kind of been barely staying afloat, going up and down a little bit, but you know, we have 15.7 thousand and we get like 200 views a clip. So you know that it's not even reaching our audience, let alone the For You page.
Because like after that, it was like we had our views we're still at like a roughly 2 to 5K per TikTok. And the next thing you know, we had a stint of like 2 weeks where it was like 20, 25, 30, 17. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And then, I'm pretty sure we were shadow banned for a short period. Well, not a short period. Forever.
And I've just tried to keep uploading on there in hopes that maybe we'll one day break out of it. I don't know how that's going. It might be, just TikTok hell that we're stuck in. But, but honestly, like that was a really crazy moment. And TikTok, like I could rant about that app all day. We all know how TikTok can be. You get banned for the littlest thing. And like after we had that viral video, we had a couple more that did pretty well. And then like this is probably a week after that viral clip. I go to open TikTok and it says that the account has been permanently banned. And I'm like, what? Like I haven't done anything. We've just been uploading Call of Duty clips and like saying random things in reply to comments. Like nothing happened. Well, come to find out, we've been mass reported for being underage, right?
Wow.
I think you have to be 13 to be on TikTok, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. And even though we had joined the creator fund at that point, and to do that, you have to provide ID to verify your identity and age and all that. Even though we did all that, we still got banned for being underage. And it was like a week-long process of me trying to get in touch with these TikTok representatives and talk to them. They wanted 3 forms of identification to prove that, like, we are not 13 or under. No. And the first email I got back from I think her name was like Monica or something. She called me a youngster, and I was like, "Look, ma'am, I'm 20."
Thank you.
That's when you return.
Like 21,
okay,
22.
Karen.
Yeah, I was like 22 at the time. I'm like, look, I might not be the oldest person, but I definitely feel it, and I'm definitely not under the age.
My knees say otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes.
My knees, man. But stuff like that. And then every day I open Twitter, I see people that have been banned from their TikTok live for literally nothing. Stuff like that just makes it really difficult to grow on that platform. And between that and the shadow ban stuff, it's just, I can't get my head around it. And maybe one day we'll change that. But for now, I'm really trying to keep with YouTube, and we'll get back on the Twitch thing with MW2 for sure. And, make that work. But it's been a challenging grind, definitely.
I think one of my favorite memories from our TikTok was because how you mentioned replying random things in comments. And especially when people it was like more like hateful or like accusations type comments. And you wrote the whole fitnessgram pacer test script on someone's thing. And it was the best thing ever. It had like 50 likes on your reply too. Yeah. It's like, that was my favorite thing ever on it.
Yeah. Normally I don't like to, the thing with TikTok and YouTube as well is like the more engagements you can get, the better it's going to perform in the algorithm. So even if you're talking nonsense with someone, the more that they reply, the more you reply to them, it's going to rank you higher. So to go in there and post some bullshit and try and get them to like get people to laugh or whatever, it really works well. And whether it's the FitnessGram pacer test or for a while I was copying and pasting recipes in the comments.
Yeah, I remember.
No context, just drop a lasagna recipe or something like that.
Right.
I did that on YouTube a lot too. And people would either react very poorly or find it hilarious. But either way, you're not feeding into the like insanity on there, which is very easy to do. Like some people will go and try and fight with the idiots in the comments. I don't find that productive. But I also don't totally want to let it slide. So if I give them a completely like random bullshit answer, don't take them seriously, but still get the engagements going. It's a big win in my book. Yeah, I love it. Stuff like that made me so happy.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to ask. I don't know everything to ask. So, I feel like I've asked so many questions like when we first talked to you that now I'm like all out of questions.
And we were talking about the team then too, so
yeah. And even when we had our random like spontaneous us three talking, it was a bunch of things. So it's like,
what would you say is your favorite memory from our most recent New York trip?
Favorite memory from the New York trip? Well, I'm not going to go back into the Al Pastor nonsense that you guys weren't there for.
Oh my gosh.
But that was a really good memory. I think Frankie sitting at IHOP with me and Nina and complimenting like everything about it. I think that was just such a that was a surreal moment because he was like fawning over the fact that the waitress was like checking in on us, which in other countries, because they don't rely on tips, they don't have to be as attentive, let's say.
Right.
He was like, "Oh, Americans are so friendly. This is incredible." He loved the food, loved the atmosphere.
I remember he tweeted about it. He was like, IHOP, you had the best breakfast ever, and like stuff like that. And then they replied to it, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Oh, that was just so funny to me. Like I'm sitting there at IHOP. I've been there at all hours of the day, many, many times, and our European EU UK lead is sitting here just thrilled to be at IHOP, and that was such an iconic New York moment for me. But also, I mean, running through the streets to catch a parade that we never got to see. It was pretty absurd, but it was also just like
I was on a fucking mission for that parade.
Everyone was like,
I'll never
"Where's
forget
Lainie
that."
at?" And she's like 50 yards
Gone.
ahead of everyone, and I was like, everyone's like, as long as we can see her through the crowd of people, we're good.
I loved it.
Sam was like, I can see the red hair, so I'm just following her head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was fun.
There were just so many really good moments about that. But did you guys have a favorite from that whole thing? Lion King, probably.
Lion King, that was a high. That was
Lion King for sure. But the one involving everyone, I think just like the first or like second night that we were there when all of us were drinking was when we didn't have anything to do
at the Airbnb.
Yeah,
that was good.
And
we made dinner and we all just sat down and hung out.
Lainie and Megan,
family dinner.
They made dinner, and then
that was good.
Out of nowhere, like someone, I think it may have been Frankie, who was like, "Are we gonna get drinks or whatever?" And we're like,
"Yep,
yeah, let's go."
Went to
and liquor store downstairs.
Yeah,
yep.
I remember going, and there was like it was a 30-pack, and I was like, "This should be good for like 3 days,
week.
Right? Like 2-3 days, right?" And they just whatever, just grab it. And I was like, "Okay." And then we came back and we opened up like a few. All of us had one. It was me, Frankie, and Lainie. And then I remember Lainie got to her second one, and it caught Frankie's eye. And Frankie was like, "Lainie, what is that?" And she's like, "That's my second one." And he goes, "Well, I got to catch up." And then suddenly there's like a competitive aspect. He slammed it. And suddenly there was like a competitive aspect. So he grabbed the second one, and I was like, "Fuck, I got to grab a second one then." So I stood up, and I grabbed a second one. And then Megan's like, "Do you guys want me to keep track?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then we're just drinking casually. And then I remember it got bad to the point to where I was like, "Megan, this was like 6, right?" She goes, "That's 9." And I was like, "Oh,
9.
Okay."
Oh my gosh.
And then Frankie's like, "Hey, we're out." And I was like, "We drank all 30 already?" And like within like 2 to 3 hours, me, Frankie, and Lainie ran through 30 beers, like nothing. and
It was great.
And I think then we got pizza afterwards.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
how many times did we get pizza?
We actually got pizza a lot. It was underneath Airbnb. Like,
I swear, we got pizza every day, at least one point every day.
I said I was
going
to do that from the very beginning. I was like, I'm gonna have pizza every day.
It was so good. It was,
and
like all you needed was just one big piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you a huge piece too. It was like
you
didn't even need to go get a whole pizza. Just go down there for a slice and a pop, and you were good. That was so
perfect.
worth it.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I really, really liked that Airbnb, and I wanted to get it again for the August meetup or get together party, whatever it's going to be. But it was fully booked, and so that just made me sad. But the setting was great. I really liked Union City, which is kind of funny because I mean most people go to New York for Manhattan or whatever, but I love the vibe there. And it was like between being above the pizza place and just we got the grocery store across the street. We don't need to get into the chicken story again, but
oh god,
everything was right there. And if you could figure out how to navigate the buses, then you could still get to New York in pretty good time.
Yes, yes, you can.
You know, we had everything there, but...
or you're gonna spend 3 hours walking around New York with your bags.
Listen, you want to come to Cleveland? I'll show you around.
Oh god, there's a camera. That was like the first experience. I remember my parents asking me when they picked me up from the airport. They're like, "So, how did it go? Like, what happened when you first got there?" I was like, "Well,
Spencer, that dumbass."
We took a 3-hour. It was like a 3-hour walk, walking around with all of our bags. We kept getting lost. We kept trying to figure out what bus, what train we're trying to find.
I thought it was funny that like the guy was
shoulder.
like, he was like disrespected over the fact that we were on the wrong bus.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't have tourists there all the time.
Buses. Yeah.
He's like, no, you're not supposed to be on this one. Like, are you serious? And I was like, we don't know. And then he was like disappointed in us. And I was like, all right, never mind, I'll leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. Weird behavior.
I remember I was like just standing there.
Definitely like
it was either Lainie or Megan. They go, "Are you okay?" And I go, "As long as we're together, it's okay."
Yes, that became our slogan. Yes, that became the slogan.
So we went to like 4 different terminals, and we're like, "As long as we're together, that's it."
Yeah, exactly. That was our slogan. The whole like. And for that to be the experience within like the first 5 minutes of just all of us like meeting and being together, it was perfect. That was our slogan the whole weekend. Anytime something went wrong when we missed the parade, we're like, well, at least we're together. Like, we're here. It was so fun.
Oh my God.
I love that. Like when I read the reviews for the Airbnb, you read reviews and of course they hype up the hotels, Airbnbs, they hype up reviews.
Yeah.
And you don't know if they're all true. And they said how tight knit this community was and like so welcoming. And I was like shocked when we got there and we're going through the store. We went to the little cafe and they were so nice and so freaking helpful. I was surprised. I was like, man, I was expecting people to be like assholes out here. Like just
they were
being
great.
complete yeah. Even like when we were in the subways trying to figure out where we were supposed to go. Like a random guy was like, "Hey, are you guys lost? Do you need help?" And he showed us what to look for. Of course, he asked for some money, but he
believe
still
me, I would have paid
out.
$10.
The best part about that was that we were all lost. And he's like, "Do you guys need to find out where?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Just right here." And there's like a little kiosk, like maybe 20 feet away.
We had
us.
just walked past.
Walked us over to it. Here you go. Jeez,
it's not even like a tiny little thing either. It's
No,
this big
like
thing just out in the open. We're like, oh.
Oh my goodness.
It
was a really, really good time, that trip. And I definitely agree that just the time when we were all hanging out there and shooting the shit and we had our food and our, adult beverages and all that.
Yep.
Me standing by the air conditioner, like
the bottle
all of that was really good.
Untouched on the table for the whole weekend.
It lasted the entire trip.
Yes, it did.
I didn't sleep a whole lot while we were there, but
it opened once when Megan had a drink. That was it. Her one drink, and that's the only time it got open. Yeah. And then another bottle of vodka ended up getting bought too.
Yeah, I bought it for Frankie, and he told me that he didn't want it after
he goes, "You can keep it."
So I have it here. It's almost gone, but I do have it. No, I loved that. I loved going out to eat in wherever the hell we went. The Korean barbecue place is super good. Doing our little ice cream thing.
I taught
by the
Spencer to use
cityscape.
chopsticks.
Taught me how to use chopsticks. Yeah, that was just a good time. And whatever we do for the next, not the August meetup, but whatever is coming next year. I know we've been talking a little bit about getting a beach house or something.
Yes.
Something like that where we can all just chill. Hopefully not get pissed at each other's presence by being in such close proximity the whole time. But being able to just
pissed, I'm going to the beach and don't bother me. I'm going to the beach.
Just being able to hang out and do that with no need to catch a bus or whatever. Just chill. If you want to go shopping or whatever, fine. But doesn't really matter. We're not on an agenda or schedule.
I think that's what I was worried most about was you never know how people are. People put on a persona sometimes over streams and over lives and everything. You don't know how people are in real. And everyone, Tevin has said this before, everyone was their genuine self, how they presented themselves. And it worked out so well. Even with all the little mishaps that we had, missing the parade. But we still
someone's still a little upset about it.
I'm not crying. I just got advanced in my eye.
But no, we all still had we made fun about it out of every situation that happened. Even when it was raining and we were out in the rain looking for this parade and doing whatever. We were all just still we all kind of worked off of each other, and it was a lot of fun. That's why I don't think no matter what we do, I'm pretty sure we're going to be set. I think we're going to be cool with everyone. I don't think there's ever going to be an issue.
No, I agree with that. It'll be nice to just relax wherever we end up, whatever house we get. But people, I haven't really, that I can remember, had any time where I've met someone IRL and thought, oh, you're nothing like the person that I know from Discord or Twitch or something. I mean, people on the whole, obviously there are a lot of fakes out there, but on the whole, at least the people that I've kind of surrounded myself with in the team and otherwise, I think people have really been kind of true to themselves in that respect. So, the dumbass you see playing Battlefront 2 is going to be the dumbass taking you to the wrong bus in New York. What you see is what you get, whether you like it or not. But people are great.
It was so funny. We would be walking one way and Spencer would be the one navigating us, but Spencer would be behind us. And we'd just start walking and we're like, Spencer, which way are we supposed to go? And he'd be like, oh. I'm like, Spencer? Are you kidding?
I don't know.
There was one where we went. And he let us walk 45 feet the wrong way. He goes, oh yeah, he's we're supposed to turn back there. And I was like,
I remember.
Nice, okay.
All right, cool. Now we're on the same page. It was hilarious.
What can I say?
10 out of 10 would do again.
Definitely.
Oh
definitely
yeah, definitely. It's something we were all hungry, we were all tired, we were exhausted. But it was still so funny that, we were together. It was so funny. It was just enjoyable to be there.
We have to pause right now because Akshat just gave a tier 3 sub for 4 months in a row.
Holy crap.
What?
Let's go.
Ak.
Thank you so much, Ak.
Man. Thank you.
I know I said we were going to try and let chat do its thing, but I can't ignore that.
It's
with Twitch chat, you can't
awesome.
It's
it's about that time. So if you guys have questions, you're more than welcome to ask away about the team, Call of Duty, us. But we'll probably you might just read chat a little bit. I don't think.
Did you want to talk about the August New York trip?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about that. I can't pull up his message with the sub on Restream, so I'll just read it real quick. Akshat says, happy birthday, Skirata. Thanks for providing so much quality content and being a team that truly resembles a family. I appreciate all the members and everything it stands for. Much love to everyone. Aww. Thank you so much, Ak. That's really, really kind. You guys are the best. Everyone in Twitch and YouTube right now and all the people that couldn't make it but still support us, y'all are great.
Hiring cheerleaders.
Yeah, I mean, we could always use some cheerleaders.
Tevin's got a maid outfit. I'm sure he can get a cheerleader outfit too.
I can.
How many channel points?
And some pom poms. Yes.
I'll rock
I
it
would.
too.
That would be so
Guaranteed.
funny.
We gotta
to
get
see.
it going. Yeah.
Get a purple
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. Oh. Skirata merch. Skirata cheerleader merch.
Oh my goodness.
I could just imagine it. Oh God.
I'm just going through here and checking out
Yes,
some of
we
these
do,
comments.
Blessed.
We bleed purple from Blessed Shot. Yeah, we sure do. What? Oh, Zero spelled your name wrong. That's
Yeah, I know he
unfortunate.
did.
Tevin. Okay, I'll stop
Tevin?
putting him on the spot here.
Tevin?
Oh, chat has been going wild. Oh, we even had Reaper Reaps in the chat. You love to see that.
Oh, hey.
Love that, man. Yeah, a lot of really, really cool people
I
here.
bet it was.
I went by
Oh
his
my goodness.
stream when you guys were talking about the August trip, and I
Oh,
stopped
yeah.
by his stream, and he was talking about. He's like, "Yeah, Spencer messaged me at like 3 a.m. saying hi." And I replied saying hi, and he didn't respond.
Oh yeah,
No,
he loves to do
Like,
that.
I'm sure he's messaging me about the
He
trip,
loves
but
to do
he didn't tell
that.
me anything. I was like, oh. And then he
Oh.
started talking about the bottle of vodka. He's like, as long as Spencer doesn't buy another bottle of vodka, we're good.
I'll buy whatever you want. Just you
Yeah.
gotta help me drink it. I realize I'm not the heavyweight I used to be, but my goodness, like I'm sure we can make it work. Just
It would have been
I don't wanna have to drive
manageable if
back.
it wasn't on the last day. If it was
Yeah.
on the last day, it would have been
Yeah.
manageable.
We were really cutting it close with that.
Mhm.
Hey, Kyle gave a follow to the Twitch channel, which is really cool. We had
Hey,
Kyle
let's
on
go.
here. I think he was our third or fourth. I think third.
Yeah, he was one of the
Then
earlier ones.
Frankie,
Me,
then-
Frankie, Kyle,
Was
Was
it
it Kyle?
Jack?
and then Lunch, and then Jack. I think. One of these days, I'll know them all in order, kind of
Love
like
Kyle.
the presidents. Thank you, Kyle.
You know all the presidents in order?
No, are you kidding me? But that's like something stupid that people memorize, like all the state capitals. You know? Like who the hell cares? But yeah, exactly. Like it couldn't be me, but remembering all the podcast guests in order would be kind of a cool flex. Better than
I know all the
presidents, for
podcast
sure.
guests we've had. I just don't know them in order.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just What's the meaning behind 1615? Okay, well that is something to talk about with Skirata's history. So our North American director back in IW, Ethan Rebel Fargo, his name was Rebel 1615, in the gaming world on PSN. He died in a motorcycle accident or shortly thereafter back in 2017. It's really sad, but the 1615 in his name became our clan tag when he was in the hospital. Had not died at that point, obviously, and it was kind of like a supporting him kind of thing. So we changed our tag from SG to 1615, and then it stayed that way. And so clan tags kind of stopped being a big thing. I mean, if you're in the regiment, I guess you can still rock it, but then it just kind of became a Skirata thing in general. So I got the tat. Megan and Persia, if you guys know him, they have the tat as well. But just kind of a thing that's associated with the team now to remember him and kind of the values that he brought to the table. So that is 1615.
And his family are the ones that we run the...
Yes. The soup kitchen that we raise money for was one that he volunteered at when he was in high school back in his hometown. So that's just kind of a way of giving back to his community, and his family definitely appreciates it too. So his mom comes by the Twitch stream pretty often. She's actually been in some of the podcasts before too, which is really cool. But
Yeah, she has. That's right.
But yeah, and he's also the face of our Twitch emotes, if you guys didn't know that. Little fun fact. But yes. God, I was just about to say something and it completely slipped my mind. I don't remember where I was going apart from the 1615 thing. Were we going to talk about the August
trip?
meetup?
Yes.
So, a lot of work needs to be done for figuring that one out. I really wish you two could join us. I know that, life, but
Life happens.
it was good seeing you before, but
Yeah.
Frankie's coming back to town. I'll be there. work is going to have to let me go to New York for that part of
That's
the week.
right. Will you be at the new job by then?
Yeah, I begin tomorrow morning, 8:00.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't party too hard in Discord tonight, but
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Frankie's coming back. That was how it all began. Frankie coming to town. So whenever Frankie's over from the UK, you got to throw something. And I think XVI will be there. I know he'll be there. I think Salty would like to be there. We've got some other people that are showing up. I know AK is probably going to come around. Atrocity is King will be there if you guys know him. A long-time name in the COD world, good friend of several of us. But we're just going to try and get as many people together as we can. Skirata, not Skirata, just Call of Duty guys. We can get together and have a good time. And I've been calling it the MW2 pregame, which is kind of what it is. It's going to be right before the alpha and beta. So kind of our last hurrah before we get back to work. Right now we're just kind of buying time until the new COD. And so we're going to just go crazy for one last weekend and get back to business. So I think it'll be really fun. I don't know. I think Frankie will be in Newark, I want to say. I don't know exactly where we're all staying. I'm obviously not going to give a street address to the whole world, but I think we're going to try and stick on the Jersey side of things and maybe venture to New York again for one day, maybe not. At the end of the day, I feel like we're all just kind of getting together to hang out and not like, what are we going to do? Go see the World Trade Center again, or like go look at the Statue of Liberty?
Go see the Statue of Liberty.
We didn't do that last time, right?
No. I just remembered when we were walking around after being lost, and Spencer's all right, try not to look like tourists. And we all had our bags just walking around everywhere. And I was like,
yeah, right.
How am I supposed to avoid looking like a tourist? I have my luggage with me.
Yeah.
That was funny. Tevin's like, all right, well, what do you want me to do with my bags?
Hide them. Throw them away. Forget it.
Stash them away.
Don't look like tourists.
We literally ventured around all of New York, though. So we got a good vibe of how New York was going to be for the weekend. So it was good to experience everything.
Oh, that reminds me. That was another like proud moment or good memory. Meeting Seth was really cool. For those of you that haven't seen him in Twitch chats or on Twitter or something, he's just a big fan of the team. I think he found us through I think it was through Frankie originally. And then he became a big supporter of Teminoy, who was in the team at the time, and some other people. But he lives in the New York City area, and he wanted to meet up with us while we were there. So we kind of like met in, I think, Central Park and then walked around the zoo. And that was just really cool. We went to a couple stores with him and like not just meeting like gaming friends and team members, but like people in the community that watch our videos and come to our streams. Like that was really cool too.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I'm not going to say like, oh, we met fans, but like, people that are just not in our immediate circle that still love us, getting to hang out with them is like super cool.
I felt so bad at first because like he kind of just walked up and I mean it's New York, so my rest of the face was like at a full. And so he walked up and he goes, hey, and I was like, hi.
We were all like, so like skeptical.
And he's all Skirata, and I was like, oh hey, hi. He became all peppy. But yeah, at first I was like, looked at him, I was like, hi, and then he was like, Skirata, and I was like, oh hey, hi, nice to meet you.
And you're all just sitting there like,
because I had gone looking for him at the other entrance to the zoo. You guys were standing at the one. I was going to the other. I passed him. I had my Advanced GG shirt on. Like, I've worn it on stream. I figured that maybe that would be a giveaway. Apparently not, because I had to go back and he had already been there. But that was really cool. That was just super fun. And we got our picture taken with him and stuff, and it was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was like also a surreal moment because I remember we were like walking around the Nintendo store, and he like all of us spent like a little time just having a conversation with him.
Yeah,
and he was like, "So can I call you Tevin?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." Like whatever.
Yeah.
And it didn't register in my mind. I was like, "Oh, he only knows me as this name," and then I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Mr. Angeroris or
So it was like this real moment when he goes, "Can I call you Tevin?" I was like, yeah, of course. And then we just had conversations after that.
That was so cool. Yeah. And whereas I kind of expect everyone to call me Spencer, and like I don't know. That's pretty funny. If someone came up to me IRL and was like, unironically like, "Hey, Original,"
No,
I don't know,
Mr. OBJ, hello.
Yeah.
Some of my coworkers call me, or old coworkers call me OBJ. Just it's
That's
my
awesome.
Snapchat name too. But yeah, I'm a very first name basis-y kind of guy. But we did have a couple questions here that we can get to. Belm, the great Mason Belm, my favorite guy on the planet.
Love Belm.
Question for everyone: how is Skirata different today from the day you joined, and how is it the same? That's a good question. I'll let you go first. I need to think about that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. How is it different? And how is it the same? I would say we're still all one big family.
Yes.
The family vibe and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's definitely the same. We definitely still have a welcoming vibe around us and stuff like that, and I absolutely love that. How is it different? We're starting to branch out video game wise and talent wise and stuff like that, and seeing the talent, because right now this is probably skill wise the best roster that we've had. The amount of Warzone demons that we have and stuff like that. But even just branching out to Apex, and even some of the people are switching from COD to other games, and seeing where we're able to dabble in other communities. And so that's how I say it'd be different.
Yeah, I have to agree with Tevin. Like, the day I joined, I didn't really know a lot of people in Skirata. I knew Megan, I knew Spencer from him hopping in chat here and there, but like I didn't know anybody, so I was scared because I'm like, oh god, I'm the newbie. No one's gonna this isn't gonna be cool. Like, I hope everything's cool. And it was such a welcoming experience, and even now, still, like, it's just like that family vibe. And then meeting everyone in New York too, it was like that welcome, like you're going to see family, and it's just like it's just so heartwarming. And
I walked right past Spencer.
Yeah, we all did. And then we heard this like deep voice just come from behind us. And we're like, what the hell?
Well, like, in our defense, he was like in the corner. Like,
I was
leaning
deliberately
up against
hiding.
a wall.
So there was like a wall, and then it like went down into a corner, and he was just in it. It's like, I was like, just one track, walked right past it, and you're, wow. And we turned, or like Megan first
like,
noticed.
oh, hey!
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah. I don't know. To me, I love that, like, that family and that very open and welcoming and like supportive energy has not like disappeared. It's still there. Like, people are still so consistent with checking in, seeing how you're doing, being there for you, helping you if you have any issues. Like, no matter how busy anyone is too, it's there's always someone there. I love it.
I think that's definitely the case. It's a really tough one just because things were so different back when I joined. Streaming wasn't really a thing then at all. I mean, this is 2011. YouTube was like, this is the early days of COD YouTube, which we were barely involved with. We had a couple people that played like Black Ops. So that was completely different. I mean, the content creation thing didn't exist at all. But people have always been very, very supportive in the team. Like, I think that family atmosphere, that like helpful, like that whole vibe has really been the same. That was kind of what drew me to it in the first place. It felt like a kind of tight-knit community. That's why I wanted to join. It's like a bunch of friends who are also good at the game, better than me, so they could carry me. That helped. But that energy has definitely been consistent. And like, I'm the only, well, I wasn't there at the very beginning, but I'm the second longest lasting member, I guess, followed by Lightning. He joined, or not Lightning, Matthias. He was Lightning back then and was for like a decade, but he joined in 2012. I recruited him then, and he's been kind of a constant throughout the whole life of the team too. So yeah, I can't really disagree with that, because in every other respect, things have definitely changed a lot. But you know, the name, the branding, the logo, the game, the faces have come and gone and stuff. But we've tried to keep that same like family vibe, and also kind of like commitment to the team. It's just like, that's been a big priority. And even now, like you were kind of saying about how we began, I think that was your point, Tevin, that we were like very focused on COD, and things have kind of opened up a little bit with Apex, a little bit of Fortnite, Valorant stuff from time to time. Maybe that's just you, but we got a lot of people that play variety. I think part of that is definitely because Call of Duty is just in a really bad state. Like, who the hell wants to, like, genuinely wants to play Vanguard? And Warzone too, to some degree. So I think that might change a little bit with the new game, God willing that it's a good one. But I also like, this is something I thought about discussing a little more earlier, but you know, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And Call of Duty, like the last few years with COD, ever since BO4 really, have just been so freaking turbulent. And I don't know how long this franchise is going to last. MW2 is supposed to get us through a couple years, right? We're not getting another COD until 2024.
Yeah.
So, you know, like there's a lot at stake right now. And I think MW2 for COD is going to be a make it or break it kind of thing. Like, in all seriousness, I said that with Vanguard and Cold War before, but like for real this time. And so while we are going to definitely focus on that and make the most of it, I do want to keep working on Apex, and I do want to keep expanding and making sure that if Call of Duty does just like completely crash and burn, it's kind of fizzling out right now, but if it just, you know, boom, I don't want the team to also go boom because Call of Duty did, right? So that's definitely another challenge that I'm kind of dreading, but also looking forward to, just trying to make the variety work in a way that appeals to our community and keeps people engaged with each other.
Exactly.
You know, it is kind of hard if you're not interested in Fortnite or whatever, if a bunch of people are playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
But if you have those relationships with them, you're probably going to tune in regardless. And like, I don't play Valorant. I don't play Fort. I barely play Apex, but I still like to watch it because the people I like are playing it. So that really, you got me thinking about that, Tevin. So thank you for triggering that memory. Very long-winded, but that's kind of my hope for the future, I would say, tied up in that question. Now, Akshat had a comment that he. Oh, okay. We'll try and go in order here real quick. Zero. What is one goal for Skirata that you would like to achieve in the next 5 years? I'd like to achieve it sooner than 5 years, but I definitely want to get the 100,000 on YouTube for sure. That would be a very, very, very huge accomplishment for everyone in the team. And not that that's the stopping point, but to be able to put that plaque on the wall and just like reflect on all the work from everyone that went into the channel, that would be huge. I think that would be really awesome. So I would really love to do that. I'd also like to, since it's 5 years, I want to throw a 15th birthday party. We were going to do 10. I wanted to go all out. I sent out invitations to like 40 people. This is in 2020, of course. I sent them out in, I don't know, January for June or July, and COVID happened, right? So the 10th birthday party got completely canceled. We were going to get like rent a private room at my favorite bar in Buffalo and have a great time. No. So I want to do a 15th birthday party. That would be another goal. So, and like meetups are great, but like really get a lot of people in one place, not just from the team, but, you know, invite the Twitch mods, invite the, friends, just get a big group. That'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Okay. So that Akshat question, seemed really good. Where did it go? There it is. Would y'all consider doing viewer podcasts? For example, fans of Skirata would come on and ask individuals of the team's plans and goals. So like audience Q&A, but do it on the podcast, like with them. What do you think?
Is it like 1? Yes. 2, but I'm thinking of like how they do like the boards, like how they do it like fan cons and stuff like that, like where they have everyone at like the table and then different people come in and ask questions. Kind of like that. That'd be cool.
That's really that's a good idea. I like that.
Yes.
So yes.
To answer the question, yes.
So Akshad, when are you going to make your guest appearance? I've got my calendar book here. I don't use it, but I could put your name in somewhere. Make it feel official. Yeah.
Yes, to anyone watching too. If you
on
guys
Discord?
ever want to come on the podcast, you are more than welcome.
Yeah, we've got a few people that we've been trying to get on for a little while here, and we're trying to get them rescheduled and stuff. But going into the fall, I think we've got some plenty of openings for the time being.
Gotta try to make a redemption for Cam Camaro. So
I know. I keep meaning. I see him go live, and every time I get his notification, I think, "Damn, he should have been in that episode."
Right.
So yeah, we got to get XVI on there and get Frankie back. We got a lot of cool things planned for this podcast. But we'll talk a little more about that in the next one when we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the pod. Matt has pointed out that he's known me since I was 13. That is true.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy. You know, you've been around for by far the most cringy moments of my life. I'm sure the best is yet to come. but yeah, you've been there for all of it, which is crazy. Thank you.
That's awesome.
We do love Matthias Ray. I don't know how you say it, but go follow him on Twitch. Okay, we just got some comments here that I'll pull up from Nice Guy Justy. Though I was never recruited, I feel like I've always been part of the team. Thanks for sticking with me for the last 2 years, and thank you, Spence, for being there for me during my tough time. You're welcome. That's what friends are for, man.
I swear, Spencer has he genuinely means that thank you or that welcome. He genuinely means that.
Did that thank you sound completely insincere?
Yes, you have the most monotone facial expressions ever.
I'm reading a message off the screen. What do you want me to do? Cry?
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
There you go. See that? That was a lot better.
That was perfect.
The
problem was that you replied with like the tone that you read the message in.
You didn't even breathe between the question, between him saying that and answering.
I was trying to think about it without like getting personal, but no. Okay, well, because Justin is my IRL friend, I guess I will say a little bit here. Hopefully, it'll be a bit more animated. Enthusiastic. Even though you weren't recruited, you've been a huge supporter of the team and me personally. Like,
I'm crying.
Justin, you've been to so many different streams and just you've always been very supportive, like in so many different ways to so many people. So, I hope that it was never personal, that you were never recruited. We don't recruit a lot of people that are still very much valued friends and members of the community. Yeah. So, who knows what the future will hold that goes for everyone really, but thank you so much for always being there as well.
Spencer, you are just
sorry.
We love you.
It just reminds me of when we were all in New York. When we were in New York and we're sitting there having our conversations. Me, Tevin, and Megan are having our
I know where this is going.
And you went from a conversation with Frankie and them, and you turned around. We're not even talking about anything that you come into the conversation with. You go, it's going to rain tomorrow. All day.
I don't even remember where that came from. Why did I have to bring that up?
We weren't even talking about the next day. We weren't talking about the weather. You just had to bring that in, and your facial expression was completely straight.
It's gonna rain tomorrow.
We're like, okay. Oh, good. Fucking love it, Spencer.
Okay. Moving on. Space. Our former video editor says,
yes,
that's easily one thing that really sets Skirata apart is the family vibe. Everyone sticks together and never lets one fall behind. Very true. That's what we go for. Man, you did great work as a video editor for the however long, 8 months that you were really doing that. And I know you had a lot going on too, but thank you for all the hours you put in for our YouTube. you've been a huge help, and we're really happy to have you around as a friend and supporter in the community. So thank you very much, Dylan. Bellum says he's going to be there for the 15th.
Hey.
That's really good. Oh boy, now the questions are all pouring in. Question for everyone: how did you get your gamertag or Twitch name? What would you change it to if you could?
I don't know what I would change mine to, because I have to figure out a new gamer tag for MW2.
Yeah.
I have to make a whole new account. But mine's just my nickname that my family has always called me. So I'm not good with coming up with names or anything. So I just said, okay, my nickname. And it wasn't used, so I used it.
Mine, Anger Aura. I'm very about vibes and energy. If anyone's been to my stream or anything like that, and in person,
Yep.
and it was. I'm a very competitive person, and so before I used to let my anger get the best of me and stuff like that. But then I learned that I did play best whenever I was angry. But instead of raging or anything like that, I learned more to channel it and use it to just focus and lock in and stuff like that. And so I played best when I had an angry aura around me. If I were to ever switch it up, then I would try to shorten it to aura. I actually wanted to do that at one point, and then I was like, I wonder if anyone on Twitch has just aura already. And it's some dude with a dog cam, and I was like, oh, I am not getting that channel. I was like, I'm never going to get aura. People are just there to look at a dog. I am not getting it. So, yeah, just something simple. It sounds fluid, nice. I love it. But that's how I got my name. And so unless I can shorten it to just aura some way, somehow, then I'm going to keep it at Anger Aura. So,
hey, fair enough. Yeah, I was a big Bon Jovi fan back when I was 11. So I used to be I was in I don't know, some kind of swim team in the community. And my dad would always play his Bon Jovi CDs going to and from swim practice. And so that kind of put me on a 1980s music trajectory for the longest time. And so being a Bon Jovi fan literally became a personality trait for me in middle school. And so when I began playing multiplayer games, my name was Bon Jovi. It was actually a lot longer than that, but I had to shorten it when I joined Skirata to put the clan tag in my name. And, I've been Bon Jovi ever since. I had to throw the original on when I got my PlayStation because Bon Jovi was taken. But yeah, I've been Bon Jovi for a really long time. And would I like to change it? Yes, I would love to change it, because whenever people look up original Bon Jovi, all you get is 1981 music videos. My personal YouTube channel, unless you're searching for a Battlefront video, you will not find it, because you just type my name in. It's all music videos. I like to think I'm a decent singer, but that ain't me. Okay, so for searchability, I would love to change my name, and I tried to do that at the beginning of the year, but I couldn't come up with an alternative. I feel you really have to vibe with it, and to some extent I get why Kyler changes his name every other week, because if I was not original Bon Jovi, I don't know what I would settle for. I really don't. Right. And before, I would just want to have a name that I really felt suited me before I made the switch. So I don't have that right now, but something that doesn't something that's searchable and doesn't refer to a band would be kind of helpful. That's what I would go for if I had to change it. Maybe you'll get back to me in 6 months and we'll see if I've changed it all. Probably not. You never know though. So, okay. Rogue One, that's a very heavy question. I've noticed a large increase in ads. Do you think this is due to major content creators leaving Twitch? What are all your thoughts on major content creators moving back to YouTube? And have you considered moving to YouTube permanently? The increase in ads on Twitch, I think it could be partly due to the people leaving. If they're not able to make ad revenue from the biggest creators that are going to YouTube or wherever, yeah, I'm sure they're trying to make up for it. Like sometimes I'll go into a stream and get 5 ads in a row, 5 15-second ads. It's terrible. It makes me want to sub, which is probably the point. But
Yeah.
but they've definitely, I think they've increased ads.
Yeah, they they increased ads. On top of that, they just recently released, like, what is it? It's now a 60-40 split or like a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that, and then there's also more videos for those who do run a Twitch channel. A lot more has been about, you can actually space out when people get Twitch ads. And so there's a lot of people who like to put them all in the beginning, so you'll get hit with 4 to 5 right away, but that means you won't get hit with ads again for like the next hour and a half. As opposed to if you were to space them out and like did like 1 in the beginning or like 2, then you get 1 in like 15 minutes. So there's those people who do like to put them in the beginning. And yes, it sucks. When you're like, I have to watch 45 seconds worth of ads right now. And it does make you want to sub. I wouldn't move to YouTube permanently. Part of it was hearing Nick Merckx talk about it on why he did actually re-sign with Twitch as opposed to moving to YouTube, like when everyone did it, when Courage did it, Tim the Tapman did it. And there's actually been word of Tim moving back to Twitch. Oh, wow. Don't know for how much or for why, but I don't go to YouTube for streams. I go to watch videos.
Yeah.
And I just can't see myself streaming on a video platform.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't see myself going over to YouTube. I go to YouTube to either I have the podcast up while we're live or I'm watching YouTube videos. I feel like the live streaming aspect is very hard discoverability wise, if that's a word. 'Cause that's not something that YouTube is like known for. It's always been known to just go find videos, not for live streaming. So I don't plan to ever go over to YouTube.
Yeah. I think if people have more questions about that sort of thing, we did have a really good talk with Carnage AK a little while ago. I would refer you to that episode. You can either look up the audio, which we have posted on every podcast app, or you can check out the video. He did talk a lot about the ins, the outs of YouTube streaming, which I will not repeat. But for my part, I would not move to YouTube for streaming. My community is on Twitch, such as it is. Exactly. I mean, all the people that I follow that I really care about are on Twitch. I just don't really see any need to do that. Like the people that I want to raid are on there. I guess I could make new friends on YouTube or something, but I don't really see the point myself. Yeah. I'm not getting a multi-million-dollar contract from them. So like,
right. It's easier for like these bigger streamers. They have that community, like that big enough community that will follow them over. Like if you're still a smaller streamer and you're still starting out, it's hard to get a lot of your communities like YouTube. Really, why? Like, and they don't bother going over there. They stick to one platform. So.
Yep. So we love you too, Rogue One. Thank you for the question. That was.
Oh shit! I
good.
love you too.
Yes.
I just saw the
love you too.
Well, Tem forgot he was a YouTube mod, which is great. Love you, T. Tyler did.
He did sub in Twitch. I don't know if you said thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, we'll have to recap that here in just a minute before we call it quits. And T sent me a personal happy 12th birthday Skirata message too. So thank you again for that, Tyler. It was good having you here, and still great having you in the community, whether you're Skirata T or not, something else maybe very soon. Twitch Turbo's meta. Yeah, Twitch Turbo would be a great way to get around those minute 15-second ad streaks. Okay, Frankie would like us to hydrate. We have to hydrate for Frankie. If you have a drink, cheers. Just me. I'll have to take 2 shots.
What happened to your advanced GG, Tevin?
I drank it all.
Oh, that's well. Actually, Tevin's doing it correctly, Spencer. You're supposed to drink it within 5 minutes.
Oh, are we gonna shotgun it or what?
We're not gonna talk about what I'm drinking.
Okay.
What is it?
Pretend it's advanced in the can.
Yeah.
Which hey, they're coming out with that very soon, so
yeah.
Maybe you'll have an advanced cooler pretty.
Michelob Ultra.
We're not going to talk about it.
It's like New York all over again. It was for Frankie.
Yeah. In honor of Frankie.
Oh my god, I can't even keep up with this chat. Okay, real quick, I'd love it too. This has been really fun. So this is Kelvin, and for those of you, well, I don't think anybody here will probably know him except maybe Matt. He was in a different clan back in Republic Commando. They were kind of our arch rivals back in the day. So he was called Darth Kelvin, and he's been a friend of mine ever since then. I don't know if he ever joined Skirata or if we just stayed in touch. I think he may have been in the team briefly. But he said it's awesome to see how much you've all been able to grow this organization. I've been on and off throughout the years, Spencer. I hope we'll finally meet up if you're ever out my way again. That was another thing. I was supposed to meet Kelvin the week that COVID dropped. I was going to meet him. I was going to meet locals, Zach, Cryptic AR, that is. I was going to meet a whole bunch of people that week, and then I had to go home and they did the lockdowns. So maybe next time I'm out there, man, we definitely got to plan something. But thank you for the support after more than a decade. It's really cool.
Final call for questions.
Final questions. Yeah, we are really, really over time, but I think it's been fun. So
it's right for our birthday.
It's worth it.
Yeah, no, it's been great for sure. Some good wishes here from Frosty. Love you guys. Got a busy night tonight. Hope you all have a great day. You too. Thank you for hanging out here. We love you a lot. Yeah, Kellen's cool. I thought you'd remember him, Matt. Okay, quick final question from Frankie. Pros and cons to streaming. Coming from a Twitch partner, mind you.
Pros for me has been one, meeting all the amazing people that I've met, either IRL or just over the platform. Streaming got me to step out of my shell. I was very cautious about my personal image and stuff like that. I hated being embarrassed and stuff. And I always cared probably too much about my personal image. Now I have a maid stream out there. Now I am known for drooling on myself. Like, I do stuff that would really hurt my personal image. But now I'm just like, F it, I'll do it. Yeah. And so that's the pros. The cons, the end goal, wanting to be able to at least try to be full-time or at least partnered, I have missed out on a lot of stuff. I have missed out on friends events, family events, and stuff like that. But it's part of the game. It's part of, it sucks, but I know no matter what, they're going to support me in the end, and they know I love them. So that was definitely a rough part of getting used to, was like missing on some things. But now I kind of know how to balance it a little more. Like little events I'll miss, but bigger events I'll make sure I have to like change my schedule around it. But yeah, that's what I would say would be the pros and cons to it so far.
Yeah. Pros for me is really like, when I started streaming, honestly, I just thought I was going to be streaming for like a fun thing to do, just because when I'm sitting here gaming, half the time I'm talking to myself anyways. So streaming helps make me feel a little less crazy. So I get to talk to more people, and it's brought me to Skirata. Like I've met some of my closest friends just through streaming, and like they live across the world. So it's insane. And being able to bring more of myself out. Like I was always shy, quiet, didn't really like open up to a lot of people, but being able to incorporate that into my streams and seeing people like enjoy that and react positively. Like my community knows I'm a dino freak. So I have a dino costume. I have a dino mask that I wear.
Big fan of pickles.
And big fan of pickles. I actually still have my pickle sucker over here. So it's like just being able to bring out that
it's
weird
an actual
quirkiness.
Lollipop, just for the people who aren't watching live.
It really is.
It's an actual lollipop.
Yes, it's an actual.
We wouldn't make that up.
It's a pickle lollipop. It's a sucker. It's just for like pickle
just
juice.
Pickle sucker
sugar.
could definitely be out of context. So just to clarify for those not watching
those who
live.
are listening to the podcast and not watching live. Yes, it's an actual
lollipop.
I didn't think about that. See, I'm literally just fucking
phrasing.
talking out of context. That's what I But no, being able to see like that stuff, like being able to just like have my quirky little self and people like react positively to it instead of like throwing hate, what I'm used to. So it's like, it's helped me open up a lot more and bring out my personality, bring out myself. And the cons are definitely like, I have to agree, Tevin, like you miss out on a lot of like family, friend stuff. Like I've lost a lot of friends due to it because I've had to either be here for a podcast or I've had to actually put up a Fright Night talk stream. It's like you kind of have to pick and choose, and it's really hard. And then there's like other cons, like you still get hate here and there, and it's hard to react to it when you're live because you just kind of, it's like you'll see the hate in your chat. You'll see just like little trolls come through or just random shit happen in your chat, and you just don't know how to react to it in the moment. And I mean, streaming is hard mentally as is. It's a lot. Like you have stuff that goes on off camera that makes it hard to just hit that go live button. Your community definitely helps motivate you to be like, oh, I can't wait to get on. I can't wait to talk to this person. I can't wait to game with this homie. And then when you have like trolls or any kind of negativity in your chat, it kind of kills it even more because you have so much piling on you as is. You got to have that personality to entertain people on top of you got this crap coming in your face. It's hard, but it definitely helps with the community. The community definitely helps make it worth it for sure.
Yeah. So pros and cons. The obvious pro to streaming would be I got to meet Reaper Reeves. So no. Well, okay, meeting people, yes. I will absolutely say that meeting people is a huge thing. I mean, Frankie, I met him in IW year 2 because we were both playing that game for a whole year. Well, for me, it was like, I've been playing it ever since it came out. But that was a very small community, so getting to meet him there was awesome. And that's not something that would have happened if we weren't both on Twitch, I don't think. So that was really cool. Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone is huge. And same thing with YouTube for me anyway. Like when I first started recording YouTube videos, it was so awkward. I hated hearing my own voice. I hated seeing myself on screen. And same thing with streaming. You know, for the first time I ever had my little PlayStation camera up there for my PS4 stream, it was like, oh my God, people are going to see me while I'm playing. Like, and I have to know that they're seeing me. Like, this is crazy. But that definitely has made me a lot more confident. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I don't know. You know, the Skirata ego is contagious, so you better be careful. but I've definitely become a lot more comfortable with myself as a result of that. And whether that's like going into a job interview or meeting people IRL or something, I'm just, you know, it's like, it's not the same as streaming, but once you're confident in one situation like that, it kind of carries over a little bit. So I found that really helpful. And, you know, yeah, sometimes it's just a lot of fun. The community can be really supportive. And really it's a good pastime. But for cons, I feel like when you have a bad stream, you have a really bad stream. Like it's either really good. It can be like, okay, but if it's bad, it's bad. And for me, like Lainie said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes for a lot of us that makes it hard to press go live, keep the vibes up. If you do press go live, right? A few weeks ago, I had a really rough stream, just IRL stuff, but then the game itself was really, really stressful. And that just like, I literally felt like my blood pressure was skyrocketing. And I said, guys, I can't do this. Click. You know? So I find that very stressful, and just it can be mentally exhausting when you start to try and treat it like a job. We all kind of start it for fun, and then you start to think about it in terms of like, oh, well, if I reach this goal, I could do this. And then it's like a 9 to 5, but you know, on a toxic game or whatever. And it can be very easy to fall into that slump. So yeah. I would say those are the pros and cons for me. But before we call it quits, I do want to just give a big thank you to all the people that have followed and subbed on Twitch. Of course, we've had a lot of people liking and commenting on YouTube as well. But Twitch, we haven't been live on here in a couple months, so it's been really cool to see a consistent 20 plus viewers in the chat there.
We're definitely going to do
wild.
Yes, we're going to keep streaming on both. Definitely, this is great.
I feel like that's very helpful for people for sure.
So we had Zero, Lainie, Matt, Binksy, we had Tevin, we had Matt again with a gifted, we had Vexed Elite, he subbed, he gifted, gave some bits. Kyle followed. We got a bunch of hydrates too. Follow from Toby and Noobing, resub from T, from Panda. Yeah, this has been really good. Thank you guys so much for coming through on Twitch. First time podcast on Twitch. Had a lot of fun with it. Skirata Nation for partner? Maybe. Imagine the channel gets partnered from the podcast.
That'd be amazing.
That would be
amazing.
All right, we're gonna do the podcast twice a week now. No. But yeah, no. Thank you guys so much for having me back here, and we've just kind of shot the shit. I don't know how to say that in the past tense. We were shooting the shit, and it was fun. Had a lot of fun.
Sounds like someone learning English for the first time. We were shooting the shit.
Well,
how does one say it? Shoot the shit?
We shot the shit? I don't know.
We talked.
We shot the shit for...
We shitted. We shitted around.
I'm done talking. Lainie, take it away.
I don't think that's any better.
Nothing works here. We had a great conversation. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
Happy 12th birthday to Skirata. This is absolutely amazing. And thank you to everyone that showed out tonight. This has been
absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Yep.
It's been awesome. We are well over our time limit, but honestly, it's been it's always a good conversation when we're here just relaxing and talking. I'm still doing my podcast. I'm finishing up. Shut my door. Hang on. Literally.
Next one's going to be just as long.
Hang on. No. Stop. I'm ending stop. No. Okay. Anyway.
Next one's going to be just as long. 1 year anniversary of the podcast.
Right, yeah.
It'll be great.
There's always an interruption to every podcast, so there's
we'll be a podcast without it.
Always, exactly. What a great way for the anniversary. But if you guys do, you guys should go check out all of our past. I'm choking on saliva. Sorry. If you want to, please do go check out all of our past episodes. They are on all podcast platforms: Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Pod, whichever podcast platform you have on your phone. Go ahead, check it out. Beyond Streaming, as well as we are going to continue to do this on YouTube and Twitch. I'm super excited about.
Love it.
Yeah. And is the next episode our 1 year, or is that?
I think we're gonna.
It should be, yeah.
Okay, so
it might be a little
2
before,
weeks,
but close enough.
Right? Yeah. So 2 weeks, we are going to be doing 1 year for the Beyond Streaming podcast. I can't believe it's already 1 year for it. It's so insane.
Crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure you do go follow all the Skirata socials. They are going to be linked down below. Go follow Spencer's OriginalBonJovi. Go follow his socials. Go follow Anger Aurora. Go follow me,
and
I
Lainie.
guess. If you want more weird out of context content, I'm here for it. We will see you guys in the next one. Love you all. Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.